Hello and welcome back to the Midwest Mainline. We are sat at the rather expensive bridge we built for our connection for the, there it is now, the Twin Cities Hiawatha, which is on its way to Minneapolis. It's an impressive structure. I think we should do something with the road bridge as well. It looks a bit silly compared to our rail bridge there. And we will do that. However, we've got some money to spend on some actual infrastructure. I timed this right. I was hoping he would come across the bridge just in time, and he has. I'm also planning on connecting up the beginnings of fuel. You know, the entire fuel production line. Oh, you look beautiful. That is working for us. He's not going to run just this little branch today. He's going to run the full length of the line. What we'll be doing with the Zephyr is he's going to be running a commuter service back and forwards from Minneapolis to Bloomington. So I'm looking forward to that. Shall we bring up the UI? Yes, we've got lots to do. It is nearly 1939. We're going to do some more with these roads, but I have something planned for that. In fact, we could do that one. It looks terrible, doesn't it? Let's sort that out, shall we? We just want this little bit, please. Thank you. The rest of it's fine for now. We're going to ignore this for a little bit. Again, don't need to knee-jerk reaction on this. If you'll remember, before, our bus service was bringing in a lot of passengers into this stop. And they were heading into town, and we did have a passenger service running from this one all the way up to Grand Rapids. What we've got, hopefully, is the people that we take in the bus, a lot of them are probably going to start taking this train, which skips all of this. These have probably been sitting here for months. So they're just waiting patiently to get on our train. Now, how do we do this? We're going to have to extend our line. First off, we're going to change what these trains are doing. We're going to start... This line is fine, what we've got here. Anybody on board? There are 27 people already on board. We're going to manage this train once it gets here. We're going to extend this line. I almost forgot, there's been a new update, and we've got some new toys to play with. Both of them are superb, and should help us for our future expansion when we connect every industry up on this map for the epic achievement. Yeah, this line here is not going to be that any longer. What we're going to call this is the... I guess we call it the Midwest Mainline. There we go. Because it's going to serve everywhere. We need to extend it. Where I get there. So after Minneapolis, what we really want to do, we're going to have Minneapolis as kind of the main section or the main station. And we're going to go to here and then back again like that. So it's going to be running this, and then this orange one is the commuter service. I kind of like that it does this, but that's not what's going to happen. What we might do, guys, with this... Oh, what's that noise? That's weird. Close this. Has anybody heard that before? What we might do is have a bay platform on here for the commuter service and have it in there. That way we could possibly run the freight the other side of the bay platform. Just some ideas. We'll see how busy it gets. Unfortunately, you're on the Midwest Mainline still. Kind of works though. Because we're going to put you on the Midwest Mainline. There'll be nothing on this one, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. And so what we'll do is add you. Remember how to do it from here. There we go. Add you to the Midwest Mainline. He should retain his passengers because they're technically still going to the same station. Except when he gets here now, he'll continue on his way. Right, we need to check the terminals because we don't want these two on the same one. We want to move that to Terminal 2, and that should do us just perfectly. There we go. Now, for our shuttle service, or our commuter service, we're going to use the Zephyrs. However, we want to change these to match this. We're going to have 3 of these running. They'll look beautiful. So we're going to go into here. If we just select these two, you can now edit these vehicles, and notice if you modify them and add, say, let's just put an extra wagon on there on the back, an extra passenger coach on the back. Oh no, it does. No, there we go, 2 million. That's how much it costs. So if you use the edit selected vehicle, it's the same thing as taking it all the way back to the depot. But we don't want to do that. No. What we want to do is just replace these two, and we just want to replace and make the same consist with the Hiawatha and the passengers, which are these. I believe it was 5. It says it right there. So we've got 90 capacity. It's going to cost us 30 million, but they all match. That's our Midwest Mainline. For now, we won't need the Zephyr on, but we're going to put him on anyway, because we'll extend the Midwest Mainline all the way up to Hibbing, which I know what we're doing, sort of. I've got a plan. Fear not. Now, we could extend this. This is what I love about these stations, is you can just do this whenever you feel like. What we have to remember is we need high speed now. Although the Zephyr, I will say, struggles quite a bit. I also noticed that if you do not add the underpasses in, they still use them. They'll still get over to the other side, which I thought was kind of interesting. And a little disappointing. I thought it'd force you to do it, but hey ho. So anyway, we'll put that in there, and we'll turn this into a diamond. It should be fine. Beautiful. And then we can make sure that the Bloomington shuttle, or whatever we want to call it, commuter, can just run between the two. It seems a bit strange to have it running down here, but I just want it out of the way and still get the Zephyr on there. Someone's still using this. They're still waiting, bless their hearts. In that case, we do need to get a Zephyr on for you. Right, let's manage that line. This is the other way you can change the platforms. So on Bloomington, we stick it on 2, and then it's 2 and 2. I like it. We might even have it stop there for a while. Alright, let's get us a Zephyr on. It's not going to be the most profitable given what it's doing. We're only playing on medium difficulty, so it matters not really. It says it goes 110, but you're going to need like 30 miles of straight track to achieve that. Anyway, for 7.7 million, I'm not arguing. Oh, we can't see the track. How can we not see that? I'm going to have to take that off. There it is. Bloomington to Minneapolis. I like it to be only what you can see unless you're using a single depot. Then it gets a little bit tricky. There is our shiny boy. Yes, he's very happy. I mean, it is cool. Train 10. Not happening, is it? You're another Twin Cities. I do like this. Normally there's a bogie on either end, isn't there? And this has the bogie, and then the cars connect to the bogie on either end. That must save on some maintenance. Or not. I don't know how efficient these things are. Should we rename that to Twin Cities at the very least? Twin Cities. There you go. It's the other. There was an actual Zephyr called Twin Cities as well. What does that say on the side now? Just hold your horses a second. Twin Cities. There we go. Away she goes. I like the backs of these. They're so cool. They remind me of like 30s buses and things. I guess it would make sense, wouldn't it? It's from that era. They do look awesome though. He's on his way. We'll check back on that. Okay, now what? Hibbing. Hibbing's been waiting patiently. We're going to have to figure out what we're doing with the tram service. They're probably going to get a metro and a bus service. I like to mix and match them because it gives a bit of variety and options for our passengers. I think coming down here is going to be a good idea. If we bring up the layer, you'll see we've still got the slope. We kind of take a bit of that off for our grain train going under that tunnel. It just gently crawls up the mountain. It's not really a mountain, is it? The slope. But here, if we go somewhere around this side of Hibbing, the height we've got is about 88-ish. We could drop it down maybe a little bit. And if we branch off around there, it's going to be a gradual slope. We're not going to avoid the climb. We just can't. So, shall we get it in? We can connect this up. I believe that will help us. So if we don't want that. We want this. If we connect that up. Yes, we're going to have to pay through the nose for this. We haven't got much money, but we should start earning. That's what I'm hoping. We could also connect this up. I mean, that looks like an option, right? Just to encourage them to build in a certain way. And then we'll upgrade these because that doesn't make much sense. We're good here. Our fuel is around here. We're going to have to recreate some roads here. I have a plan for that. We're going to do a little bit of scenery work as well. However, we don't have much money, do we? Oh, there you go. Look at that. They're all sorts of happy. Now, where's our tram going to go? This looks like a good spot to fit it in. It means we're a bit stuck on extending it. And it's on a slope. No, it's not on a slope. That's actually quite flat. Let's do it. Let's put it here. We don't want to just pause the game. Otherwise, what will happen is they'll decide to build this road back mid-build. And that's a recipe for crashing if ever I've seen one. Right, you're going to go there. Let's make sure you're maximum. We're going to have our bus stop here too. You're a bit wiggly, aren't you? Can we, if you use Shift M and N, you can just tidy it up a little bit. It's not really for aesthetics when you're doing that. It's so it actually works. Right, will that work? Do you know what? I don't mind the little speed bump. We could tidy it up at the risk of well, your house isn't worth much. What we can do now is go back into here, delete that section and make sure it comes out straight. I would love to work the street in so that there's not quite such an aggressive speed bump after we come out of the station, the tram station. How do I want this? There looks better. Right, you can rebuild. Hopefully they do. Hopefully I'll not cheese them off. Right, what we need now is electrics. We're going to figure out where our tram's going. I like this as like a turnaround, so we could head all the way down here. We might have to move our truck stop because it will trip over everything, but that should be okay. We could probably park it up there. We're going to have to put buses in as well. I mean, it's all juggling, right? It's all juggling. Right, get you in, you in. We'll send our tram that way, down there. Yeah, we would like to go all the way down, really, wouldn't we? Now, what we could do is something similar down this end, couldn't we? We could do like a little square down here. I mean, we've still got money. We can play it now that we've made our mind up. Okay, so that's kind of a turnaround for our trams. Yeah, it goes up and stuff. Trams are good at going up and down hills, sort of, maybe. This is going to have to move, isn't it? If we're clever about it, we can delete it there. And hopefully, not with a train, still cover all the food if we go just down this back street, maybe. Yes, we can. That does indeed. And it's a slightly shorter journey. There we go. If we don't get all this bread down here, we could probably delete them and encourage them to go the other way. Is that the first? Wow. Hibbing, already building a high-rise. You go. Are we really doing that well? We need to take a look at one thing. We're getting 0% on destinations currently. That's because we're not connected up on public transport. Now, we've got a good connection with road networks, which is private transport, as we haven't deleted anything. This might even increase if we decide to do... No, we are going to do the freeway going all the way down. We're also going to have some highways. We're going to try and get it looking a bit US-y. US-y? A bit like the United States. It might look a bit like Texas, in fact, because that's all I know, really. Anyway, passenger building. Get it in. We do not want any catenary, whatever you like. Okay, should 160 meters do us? I think for now it will. It's cheap as chips, isn't it? I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind coming back a little further if possible. Doesn't matter where we go. There. It should be out of the way of town. I mean, we've got some residential buildings here. And perhaps we can encourage them to go that way, somewhere away from the noise. If you can delete them, I've been doing that and mold them in my other playthroughs. We need to figure out what this is doing. This will be... Okay, we need to put some tram stops down, don't we? We can't just leave it like that. There'll be a couple there. A couple here, which is lovely, right next to that crossing section there. I think that's where they'll walk across the road, just aimlessly. Bit of jaywalking. A couple there, because we want them to just pick up a lot of people and then shift down to the next stop without hanging around too much. We could try something like this for a downtown section. Depends. I see 3 million. It's just you're too late if you do it. It's something we could... That one's only 1 million. I don't really want to delete them. I wish there were different colours for the ones they're going to move, or are they? They are, aren't they? It's only the yellow ones they're going to delete. Still, that's too much money, and I've spent a fortune already. Right, let's go on. Let's go on. We're going to do this. We're going to have a turning around point up here as well. We do want electric this time. Not just yes. If we keep that flat, it kind of goes up. No, that's fine. You know what? Do it. We're going to have you there. We should have the same... I always click the wrong one. Buildings. Got a new tram. The Pittsburgh. There we go. Which is kind of convenient as we're about to add a tram service. So you're having those trams. We could upgrade the other ones as well. If we go in there, is that too terrible? It's kind of beautiful, isn't it? I like it. Right, upgrade that. No, with electric. There we go. That should be it, right? Yeah, that's a different road. Hopefully one day this all matches up and it's the same. It's the same texture and roads and stuff. But I guess they can be modded in. It'd be nice if it was available in the actual game. Now we need to figure out where's a good place for a depot. Given that it's tram tracks, we don't want them to be heading off too far, do we? If we head out to the main road there, actually, should we upgrade that? We do not want electric. Just keep what's there. If we upgrade that, we only want electric coming down here and then have the depot kind of out of town, out the way. I do like that. So electric again. Okay, this is where our depot's going. And buildings, a depot. That's tram, right? Absolutely. It looks fancy. Oh, you've got a rubbish road. What you got a rubbish road for? Well, it's not rubbish. It's cobblestones. It kind of looks cool. Ignore me. Okay. Is that everything? We could probably have a stop here. Maybe. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have an extra stop there. People might want to jump off early. We're all about convenience. It's a bit close to that junction, isn't it? I don't like that. Get rid of that one. Too close to the junction. I mean, I don't think it'll matter. We could move you down the other side now of this. Oh, you've built something. All right. We'll move it down, and that kind of works now, doesn't it? You can go down there, the other side of that road. Beautiful. Well, in that case, then, we can just shift these down a touch, can't we? Just so they're central. And that way, when we get the longer trams, they'll fit on that little section. That's a decent distance. It looks fairly well spaced and should be pretty nippy down here. I think eventually we will invest in the big lanes down the middle for our trams. It'll look rather nice. They do build up pretty quick. Right. This is going to be Hibbing's Metro. You're going that way, all the way down, then back. Did I miss that one? Yep. That one and that one. Now we're keeping with our GT Metro. We run the Metro. Right then, but don't call it GT Metro. Otherwise they'll all be called GT Metro. Hibbing Metro. Done. I like it. Right, let's get some streetcars on there. The new ones by vehicles. We're having the Pittsburgh. It does 28 miles an hour. 136 brake horsepower and 21 capacity. So it's an upgrade to the Peter Witt. How many do we want? Let's start with 4. 45. Do not buy 45. 4 will do. Alright, get you on the Hibbing Metro. Oh, I should have done the colours while it was there, you plonker. It's fine. Let's have a look at them in their natural colours before we go dress them up and paint them. Do you know what? Keep them. I like those. Let's have some in the original colours. We'll brand them later. So there you go, Hibbing. You now have a service. That should start kicking this up. And then once it kicks up to acceptable levels, we'll start gaining residents. There it goes. Look at that. What you're seeing there, I pointed at the screen. I haven't done that in a while, have I? What you're seeing there is the pathfinding updating as when people get home and choose new destinations. As that number ticks up, that's how many people can now see our network, which means it takes a while. The same thing happens if you introduce new routes, etc. You just can't see it. It's a good visual representation of what goes on behind the scenes. That's why I always try and avoid knee-jerk reactions, because this takes a while. There we go. Just by placing this tram in, we've added 14 residents to our entire map. And those 14 are potential customers for our trains and metros and buses. They're also potential people that will travel along the road. We need to connect you, don't we? Yeah, we need the super fast track. We don't really want to be going over the top, do we? We kind of do want a bit of a slopey slope going down here. So I'd like to take that off and just head down there. However, I wouldn't mind that section being a bit better. We could use M&N and try and smooth it out a touch. It's just not nice, that, is it? I don't really want to make a tunnel either. I'll tell you what we could do then. We're going to have to pause it. Lots of pausing. If we give ourselves a section here, we can head down a touch. As long as we head down at a defined angle, crossovers tend to look okay. So if we come down like that, and then we can go straight here, just for a little bit, which is where our level crossing is going to be. And then we get the leveling tool, give us a little platform like that, so that when we delete this, it's reverted the bit of scenery or the bit of the height map that the track was under, but left where we've changed it alone, because we've made permanent changes. And then we've got our flat section right there, which means if we do a level crossing, it should all be perfect. There we go. Just a little tip, you didn't have to delete the track. I was just showing you what's underneath and what happens when you modify terrain. With the terrain tools, it's permanent, as opposed to the undo that you can have when you place track and then remove it, or buildings. Okay, now we can give them a proper road. So we'll go to streets. We want, yes, we want that. We'll send that up there. We're obviously, that's not very pretty, is it? We'll send this down like so, and keep it nice and flat for now. We might need to go out a little further. There we go. We're going to get rid of this. Fear not. And does that give us a perfect level crossing? A couple of other things they added was level crossings have sounds. I don't know whether these ones do, just the newer types with the lights. And you got a bit of a slope now. It's all part of modernization, guys. It's what we've got to do. It will look beautiful though. Right, now you can head down through where you were before, but at a gentle slope, not like a drop off. There we go. I like it. We've got that in, and I just want to smooth that out now. Perfect. Now we're going to head down to where we were going to head off here. We do need to change that to high-speed track as well, which we knew we had to do, but we could do that before we get going. Signal everything up. This is all of our passenger service down there. This time I actually did high-speed track and not catenary. You're welcome. Okay, let's send this up. Hopefully it's not too steep. We'll see. We can, like I said, use M&N to take some of the sting off it. If it's not, you know, it's not too terrible, is it? That is kind of nice. We'll take it. We need to play it again because we need to make some funds. We can survive with 3 trains, don't we? Yes, we have 3 trains. We should be able to survive with 3 trains on here. I ideally prefer 4. You see, we've forced the flat section ourselves. We're not going to bother about holding up the traffic. Oh, you didn't turn it one way. Do that now. Done. Right, let's get some blocking in. Do like our blocking. I don't know why I bother sometimes though, because I go a little bit overkill with it. However, it does mean later on that if you want to introduce more services or different services or more trains, then most of the blocking's already there. There we go. That's our new layout, isn't it? This end of the map, I should say. Towards the north, we have a completely different layout. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Looks cool, but not going to work. Want to be on that side. Sometimes it just clicks over if you're not careful. Depends how close you are down here. There we go. Lovely. It's all coming together. Oh, we've already done that one. There we go. As I was saying, we can actually have one there, can't we? This is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to need this crossover. We're going to leave it in. It's going to be like how you look at certain switches on railways and be like, why is that even there? Sometimes you just leave them in. It's cheaper to leave them in. Right, Midwest Mainline. You're not making much money. There's our Twin Cities Hiawatha. We could call this the morning Hiawatha and the afternoon, or something like that, the other two. If we keep with 3, I don't think there was a 4th one. There might have been. We'll have to look it up, see if we can name them all. But this could be morning Hiawatha, and that would be kind of cool. We'll do that probably. Yes, we want to manage this line, don't we? We got distracted by naming. So after Grand Rapids, we want to go to Hibbing, and then we're stopping back at Grand Rapids. There you go. Lovely. That should be that, shouldn't it? That should be that, guys. We've got a full Midwest mainline. It's beautiful. Hibbing is now connected. Are you already waiting at the trams? It's probably you, isn't it? It's going to get a bit noisy. What are you doing? Are you just driving by, or are you on the wrong side? I bet you're on the wrong side. Yeah, you're on the wrong side. It's fine. That's exactly what these are for. Put that there. Let's add that in after stop. It'll be after stop 10 because we're heading in, aren't we? Yeah, after stop 10. Add that. Beautiful. Now we've got a little turnaround. I bet you do the same here. That's fine. So after 6, we're going to need another waypoint. And that way we can manage this line. I didn't have to close it. It doesn't matter. After 6 now, you want to stop there. Beautiful. Just stops them spinning around on the spot. They could turn around. It's totally fine. That is the Midwest Mainline passenger section complete. In fact, nothing's happening, is it, after this? Nothing at all. We can configure this and just do something a little cool at the end, couldn't we? We can put in like an end building there. There you go. Down in the forest, because it puts like Hibbing Holt. No, it's just Hibbing. Just Hibbing. There we go. I like that. Got just like a little end building. Puts an end to our main line for the passengers. Plus it looks really nice. I like that. Can we actually make a little road? I know this is a little bit overkill. But can we have like a little road that I don't know whether it's too slopey. I mean, it kind of would be. There you go. It's beautiful. It's absolutely not needed, but it looks cool. That means we could extend this just a little bit up to there. And then if we give them an actual... Well, actually, no one's going that way. So I would still like this to be that. And then what we could do with this section is we can go into the little cars. Oh, it's already locked it for us. It looks like it auto locks it now when you upgrade. Is that right? When did that happen? Okay, well, we're locking that one too. We can put traffic lights in now. Oh, that's kind of cool. Absolutely pointless. But there you go, guys. There's some traffic lights. They're just going on a sequence. I do not need those there. I like it. We might need them downtown or something. Definitely. I mean, this is more downtown than that, even though the residentials are just stacking up there, aren't they? Yes. Now, so that's done. And we're going to keep an eye on things if we head all the way back down to here. How's the passenger service? We didn't touch the buses. As you can see, they're either very cheesed off with us. Who's in a poor condition? Oh, yeah, we don't want... Oh, they're really old buses. Right. Old buses, no. Passenger. Get those on. Colour those blue. That's convenient. I was just going to change their maintenance, but they need upgrading. This here is... Everything's just caught up as they move through because they've stopped jumping off on that stop there, the station. Is anybody even going to use this? Wow, they really are. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, people are using it. It's not going to make us money. It's probably going to run a little... Okay, just ignore me. Just ignore me. I do not know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's cheaper on this one because it's slower and more rubbish. I don't know why it's so terrible. Surely it wasn't that bad in real life. But then again, in the US, there tends to be a lot more distance between stations, and this would get up to speed and would be financially viable. Well, that looks wonderful. We know what screenshot we're having. Right, distracted. We've got some money back. That's what I was waiting for. I guess it's going to be when we come back, but we can make a start on it. So, oil. Oil is going to be... Close that now. Oil's going to be a bit of a mission for us. If we go and look at the lay of the land here, If we put it down to here, that's 32 meters. What we need to do is sort of come up and join here and cross over. Because this isn't used very often, it's still part of the main line. We touch it and head off and make a little bit of a cutting around the back of the residential area and head off up to there, which is at 65 meters elevation. The other side's 56, but we're going to kind of curl around and head off that way. Probably connect back into the main line past the steelworks there and then head off. But yes, as you can see, we've got an issue if we build it down there, because even this bit of track that we've got to connect to is at 98 meters. It's crazy. And when we're heading back, we're going to come the other way. And we kind of want to be level with this. We're going to be going over the top. I'll tell you why. This, we get rid of this layer and switch to goods. Look at where all the fuel is. And then we've got the bridge. So if we add here, we'll change this road. If we had a freight station just here, it's all commerce and oh, do you know what? Our bread's on that side too. Commerce and industry. We could bring a train back with bread and bring it into here. Ideas, guys, ideas. It's going to look fantastic, I think. I do not remember doing that, but apparently I did. Maybe. I don't remember putting bus lane on there. That's just bizarre. Right. Anyway, idea for here is to keep it higher and have some sort of scenery going on there, which we might be able to get in. Maybe. I'm not going to rush it though, so we just won't finish it if need be. Okay, let's pick a station. We're going to have this. Do we need it quite big? Yes, we do. It's going to have to be something monstrous. But if we can get it up, we're going to have to bring the contours. If we can get it up onto this ledge, we don't want to go too far though. See, this is where curved stations, you could just follow the contours a little bit. But what height is that? 77 meters. That's rather nice. Okay, we're doing it, guys. It's going to cost us $750,000. You're probably thinking, what on earth are you doing? I'm playing. I'm having a bit of fun. That's what it's all about. We could probably go a bit further that way. It'll be a bit more expensive, as long as we keep the height though. There. Oh no, drop it down a touch. Drop it down just a little bit. 78. I like that one better. There. Oh, well, I moved. My mouse had a moment. Right, so far it looks redonkulous, but it doesn't. It actually looks beautiful. We're going to scenery this up, guys. We're going to have a connecting bit of path, or road, I should say, if we go into streets and use this bit. If you draw along here, not like that, obviously, but if you draw along there and connect to the station, like so, it is possible to connect. Trust me. Oh, you've got the slopey slopes on. You see, it makes the arches. I thought that was going to be rather nice for us. So you run it along the edge. Not there, though. Just there. Take you a couple of runs, but it will connect us to the station, I'm hoping. Will that connect us? I think so. Get in. Now, does that give us a connection? We need it to give us a connection, don't we? I don't know whether that is actually touching or not. A bit of trial and error here to look beautiful, but we should get it. That touching? No, it's a bit too close, isn't it? Do you know, you almost work it. I know how to do this. It's fine. We had it before because we can do something rather cool. Put that in. Continue this down. We're going to have like a curve and head straight down. Like that. It'll look a bit ridiculous to start with, but by the time we're finished detailing it, it should look rather nice. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like a mountainside station. I love it. The question is, do you connect to... You don't connect. This one should be the one that connects us. Oh, I hope this works. We might have to redo it. Alright, you go down there. Please work. Don't crash. Just work. Right. Will you connect? No! No, you don't reach. We're going to have to go further down. Well, trial and error, guys. Trial and error. It doesn't take too long, and this is the beauty of this. It undoes all of our work. Yes, it's pricey. Right, we know roughly now that that was too far away. We didn't have to do this. We could just go down there and have a horrendously big slope. But I do kind of want this to be something a little different for us. If we go down a little... I bet it was where I was going to put it originally. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Could have just done it there. That kind of works though, because I want to do something with that section. Right, will that be a little better for us? I hope so. Let's get onto streets. We want that one, don't we? You go like that. Get in there. Please be close enough this time. You're not connecting, are you? I think that's the problem. Right. Let's see if this connects this time. Maybe if we do that, would that be close enough? Oh no, it is connecting, right? It is connecting. Do we have to smooth this out perhaps? Just bring it up. Maybe that's too big. Oh, there we go. Look, there we go. Got it. We need just a smaller arch. Got it, guys. Got it. Figured it. I think it will look good by the time we're done. The question is, will it actually meet? It better do. Right, come on. Surely you can reach now. Surely. You are! Guys, we have a winner. Right, it looks terrible, but fear not. It's going to be all sorts of detailed. I do like this, but we don't need to do it quite so drastic. We'll get this a bit bigger. We'll make it look like we've built it properly from the get-go. Going to cost us a bit, but we've got plenty of money. Like I said, we're only on medium difficulty. You can afford to do stuff like this. I know it looks like I'm taking away the rock face, which I am sort of, because I don't want this. Well, actually, I want that flat. I want to build us a little bit of a platform there. There we go. So we get a nice rock face with a little flat section, because we might have 2 tracks there. There we go. I like it. Right. Now it's looking better. Right, you're too close, you're too close, you're too close. Oh, I need to get my... remove the bulldozery sound. Right, is that looking better now? Absolutely. I mean, it's not, because we're not finished. But it's a good start. What we're going to do is actually get the paint tools. And we're going to use... there's a nice one in here. We have a new bus. That is brilliant news. And a new plane that we're not using at the moment. We might stick some on at the end. Our map isn't really big enough. But the new buses, they're definitely going in. Twin coach to go with our twin cities. Right, what I want to do here is just make it look like we've built this section. And then there's like remnants of our construction. Grass alpine. There's one, grass and gravel. Oh yes. Bring the strength down so we can blend it in nicely. Not like that. Come on, down you go. And we're gonna take the edge off so it's not bright green. It looks like a section that we've done ourselves, like up and blended in. Because it's not all the same, is it? It's not all just greenery. That looks better. Then we can get some of the scree or rock. I would say rock would be nice over here a bit, like that, just gently. So it looks like we've cut into it and it's overgrown. Like that. Beautiful. And now it really does look like we're starting to cut into the side of the mountain there. Brilliant. Just a little bit. Little touches. What else do we have? We could put in some gravelly type stuff, couldn't we? Asphalt we don't need. We don't need any of that. What is that? Riverbed. Look at all of these textures. I bet you can add to these quite easily too. Oop, autosave. Grass, gravel we have. I kind of want to just standard gravel and as light as possible just to give it a little touch there. There we go. Take away some of these clumps of grass and also give it another texture. Like so. You can see it add in there. Perfect. Now let's tidy this up because what the computer did, or the AI, is looking a bit of a mess. So we can tidy that up for them. Beautiful. Does that look okay to you guys? Does it look like it was worth all the money that you would? Goodness me, where did that money come from? So we're in. This is the beginnings. So next week. Next week? No, it will be next week. Yes, next week we're going to head up and we're going to figure out a fancy way to connect to here and then head up to there where we're going to be entering the main line and then heading off the main line. We have a sneaky way we can do that. We're just going to cross over onto it. Yeah, no, we'll think about that. I think if we head down here, would be fine for us, right? And then we can use this as another junction across the main line, passenger main line. I don't think it'll be too busy, as long as it doesn't look too terrible. Like that. That looked too terrible. As long as we can keep it decent speed. I mean, it's a junction, right? Don't have to worry too much. We've still got this road to deal with. Like that. Yes. I think there's a good place. And this is one big junction then. I mean, we've got this as goodness me. So much to do. I think that'll be good for us though. We might actually go over the top or something crazy for that. Oh no, our freight's on this side. That one's going to be a bit easier. That's it, guys. I think we're in a good place. Hibbing, how are we doing? Let's check on some stats before we leave today. Our destinations is now 1,441. Target population did go up. It was 144, wasn't it? I mean, I'd have to go check back in the previous episode, but I'm almost certain that said 144. So this grew about one a year, maybe. We've now gained, because of all of that, 87 residents on our map just from Hibbing, ignoring everything else. It looks like we've gained on that too. I'm pretty sure that was 30%. If we go to Grand Rapids, we've now increased that too. And same here. We're going to need another train, aren't we? Or are they all trying to get on here? No, they're all going Grand Rapids Mainline. The Grand Rapids Mainline. That's not what it's called. Midwest Mainline. Oh, are you holding up our mainline? I mean, that's kind of okay. That's kind of okay. Should we do it? Should we add another one of these on? We've got the money. I think 4 would be much better. Bam. There we go. We have 4 Hiawathas. We need to name them. And we need to keep their names as we go. So we need 3 more. We've got morning and we've got afternoon. Or is it evening? I don't know. I think it might be evening and afternoon. Now I'm not sure. Morning and evening. Nighttime. Daytime. Yes. Bit of a problem there. That could be an issue. We might need to... That's fancy. That's not how crossings work. Hopefully they fix that. But yes, that's been an episode. We've brought on another train for our brand new full mainline. I'm looking forward to a cab ride on that when we're done. Even though YouTube makes a mess of it, still looking forward to it. What do we want to get on? What do we... Goodness me, 285. Yeah, I'm glad I put another train on. Are you? We might need to... I don't know. We might need to do something about that. Well, they're just spreading out, aren't they? We've overdone it, guys. We've been a little bit crazy. We've been too good. It's a good problem to have. I like being left with people galore everywhere. There goes our new train, though. We've brought a new train into service. And where are you going to actually start? Yeah, we don't have a way to cross over, do we, onto the passenger service? You're going to go all the way down. Should we pick a train to sit on? It won't be the most pretty, but I know some of you do like your cab rides. What a choice. We're going to sit, again, on this Twin Cities Hiawatha. In fact, could we maybe do a bit of that instead? Or maybe I can adjust this. Can we kind of sit in it? I don't think we can we? Right, we're in there. Drop down a bit. It doesn't work. Oh, you can't see anything. It's alright. Can we, like, hang on the side there? Gently. Ow. I want to be on that side. I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? We'll cut some of it off. That's fine. We can see the happy driver with his glowy head. Alright, guys, that has been episode 12. I hope you enjoyed it. We finished off the Midwest Mainline passenger line. And we're about to hook up. We made a start on the big fuel production run there. It's going to be a huge run all the way down to outside Grand Rapids. We're probably going to get hit by a train soon. And is it close? Oh, you're beautiful. That really works. I like this view. Yes, and then we've got to head round the back of Hibbing down to Grand Rapids and then back up to Hibbing and then back off to our fancy little mountain track thing that should look cool. I'll leave you with a little bit of this and up to Grand Rapids. And until next time, take care.